Professional Development and Appraisal System Orientation for Magnolia Independent School District. I'm Kelly Jones.
I'm Jenny Maxwell.
And I'm Carrie Quinn.
For the next few minutes, we will be presenting a short overview of the PDAS teacher appraisal system that your administrators will be using to evaluate your performance. As we get started, please make sure that you have downloaded and have access to the following handouts that appear on your screen. Handout 1, Appraisal Period Timeline Calendar. Handout 2, the Scoring Factors and Performance Level Standards. Handout 3, the Observation Summary with the 8 domains. Handout 4, the Appraisal Framework and the Evaluation Criteria for each domain. And Handout 5, Magnolia ISD PDAS Status Form. You might ask, what is PDAS? Who created it? What is the goal of PDAS? PDAS, the Professional Development and Appraisal System, is the Texas state-approved instrument for appraising its teachers and identifying areas that would benefit from staff development. It was adopted in 1997 by the State Board for Educator Certification and includes 51 criteria within 8 domains reflecting the proficiencies for learner-centered instruction. The goal of PDAS is to improve student performance through the professional development of teachers. The PDAS appraisal process holds both administrators, one of whom will be assigned to you as your official appraiser, and teachers accountable in its series of steps that are required to be completed throughout the year. Teacher orientation, which we are conducting now and that your administration may expound upon in upcoming staff development. Teacher self-report, formal classroom observation, classroom walkthroughs, student performance as seen in state accountability, and the summative annual report and conference. As you can see in Handout 1 on the appraisal period timeline, PDAS documentation begins as soon as school is in session and continues throughout the year. At the beginning of school, you will be required to fill out Part 1 of the TSR, or Teacher Self-Report. This primary documentation tool is divided into 3 parts, and your campus administration will be sharing the specific dates upon which each of these parts is due. Part 1 of the TSR focuses on the objectives the teacher is incorporating into his/her curriculum. Part 1 must be submitted in accordance with the appraisal period timeline, which is no later than 3 weeks after this orientation. It is to be completed in Eduphoria, which in turn is submitted to your building appraiser.
Part 2 focuses on how the teacher assesses and meets the academic needs of students. Part 3 gives the teacher an opportunity to highlight his or her professional development activities and how those activities are related to campus and district goals, assigned subject and content, needs of students, or prior appraisal performance. Your administration will use the TSR as one piece of documentation for your end-of-year summative annual appraisal report. Parts 2 and 3 are due 2 weeks prior to your summative conference, which is also determined by your administrator. Again, these are completed in Eduphoria and are automatically submitted to your building appraiser. 2 or more steps in the PDAS appraisal system include formal observation and walkthroughs. Your formal observation will take place according to your campus guidelines and is a minimum of 45 minutes. Walkthroughs can take place any time during the year and may be any length the appraiser feels is necessary. Your administrator will be using data collected from your formal observation and walkthroughs to complete domains 1 through 4. You will continuously encounter 5 different PDAS characteristics as you travel through the 51 traits found in domains 1 through 8. These characteristics focus on learner-centered, alignment, high standard of proficiency, teacher growth and teacher improvement, and collaboration. Now turn to handout number 2, the scoring factors and performance level standards. This is the guide that your administrator will be using as he or she walks through the PDAS rating system. Here you can see the critical attributes as well as characteristics of quality and quantity. Your appraiser will use the attributes of quality and quantity, which encompasses the scoring factors of strength, impact, variety, and alignment of your lesson, and the scoring standards for quantity. Refer to sections B and C to review clear explanations of these terms. From these critical attributes, the scoring factors and performance level indicators, you will receive a final PDAS rating at the end of the year. This rating, along with all attributes listed, will be reviewed at your end-of-year summative annual conference. Let's refer to handout number 3, Observation Summary of All Domains. Domains 1 through 4 will be used by your administrator as he or she observes you during your formal observation, 45 minutes minimum in length. Please notice next to each attribute in all domains that you have the opportunity to earn a rating of exceeds, proficient, below, or unsatisfactory. Let's look briefly now at handout number 4. Specific details of each evaluation criteria are explained. Your administrators will be using data from your formal observation and walkthroughs to complete these first 4 domains.
Domain 1 focuses on active, successful student participation in the learning process. Domain 2 focuses on learner-centered instruction. Domain 3, evaluation and feedback on student progress. And Domain 4, management of student discipline, instructional strategies, time, and materials. Data collected by your administrator for Domains 5 through 8 will be reviewed during your end-of-year summative conference. Domain 5 focuses on professional communication. Domain 6 focuses on professional development. Domain 7 focuses on compliance with policies, operating procedures, and requirements. Domain 8 focuses on improvement of academic performance of all students on campus. Specific scoring factors and performance level indicators are found consistently throughout Domains 1 through 8. A teacher whose performance meets one of the following circumstances will be designated as a teacher in need of assistance. A teacher who is evaluated as unsatisfactory in one or more domains, or a teacher who is evaluated as below expectations in 2 or more domains. In both cases, the appraiser, in consultation with the teacher, will develop an intervention plan. A teacher who has been employed by Magnolia ISD for at least 3 years may be placed on a waiver if he or she exceeds expectations in 4 or more domains. From that time, an eligible teacher shall be appraised every 3 years. This is called a less than annual appraisal, and even though a teacher might meet waiver eligibility, an administrator may conduct a formal observation at any time throughout the year. Teachers who qualify for less than annual appraisals must submit the teacher self-report forms and the alternative PDAS form indicating whether or not they waive the summative conference with their appraiser at the end of the school year. As you can see, PDAS is a very in-depth tool used to guide teacher learning and instruction throughout the school year. Remember, the goal of PDAS is to improve student performance through the professional development of teachers. Today's presentation was only a brief overview of this very important information. For more in-depth details about PDAS, visit with your campus administrators or view the PDAS teacher manual at this website. At this time, please sign the MISD PDAS Overview form. This signature page must be given to your administrator so that he or she can keep it on file, acknowledging that you have received the required PDAS overview for the current school year. Thank you for your time and attention. Have a wonderful year.